are whipping up one of the cutest, quickest crochet gifts that you'll ever make. It is a dishcloth, and also we're making a hot pad. And there are variations. These make the greatest neighbor gifts, teacher gifts, and let's be honest, sometimes we just want to keep it for ourselves. So let's get started. Really important when you make anything that's like a dishcloth or something that's used in the kitchen, you want to make sure you use cotton yarn. It's really important that you use cotton yarn because if you use acrylic yarn, it can melt. So make sure you use cotton yarn and 100% cotton. Don't do a blend. So let's get started with this. What you will need for our project today is a pair of scissors, a darning or yarn needle, a 5mm crochet hook, and some cotton yarn. I am using the 24/7 cotton yarn by Lion Brand. It is a mercerized yarn, which means that it is color fast, so the color won't fade. This isn't really that important if you're using it for a dishcloth. Remember, today we are going to be talking about a couple variations of this same project. I would like my dish rag to be about 7 inches, and so I have 25 on here. I'm going to chain to 30, so 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, I'm gonna get my ruler out of the way here. So what I would like to do, because I want this to be a quick project, I am currently using the Lion Brand 24/7 mercerized yarn. That means that the color is color fast. So when you wash it, the color doesn't wash out. It stays true to the color that you see here in the video or whatever you see when you purchase it. So for my dish rag, what I'd like to do is a half double crochet down my chain. So I will yarn over, and the second hole or second loop from the hook, I am going to slide my hook in there. And because it's cotton yarn, it doesn't have a lot of give. So yarn over and pull through all 3. If I can get it to go, that would be spectacular. There we go. And then yarn over, go to the next loop, and you're just going to continue doing that all the way down till you reach the end of the row, and then we'll meet up here. So just take your time and continue to crochet down to the end of your row. Now that I've reached the end of my row, I'm just going to go ahead and do another half double crochet in there. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to flip my work like you're flipping a book. And if you notice, that first chain where we did the chaining is going to look a little different, but by the end of our dishcloth, it's going to look different. I mean, we'll fix it so it doesn't look like that. So for the next row and for the continuing rows, because same pattern with the following rows. So you're going to yarn over, stick in the back loop. See, there's 2 loops here on your crochet item. So 1, 2, and we're going to go into that second, and we're going to pull that through. And you will continue in the back loop of each of your spaces, making sure that your count is 29, because remember when we started, we went the second space from the hook, so that would subtract 1. So you're going to have 29 all the way across. And I'm going to go ahead and work those, and then we're going to go back and count them, and then I will show you what the row looks like when it's finished, so you know, kind of have a clue what it's looking like. I reached the end of my row, And I did have 29 stitches. So I'll show you how to count your stitches so you make sure that your stitches are correct. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and this funky one is 29. And I like that it has this a little bit of a ridge, so if you're washing something or wiping something down, it kind of grips that. And this is the opposite side, so it kind of has this indentation. And because you will be flipping your work, it will alternate where it will have this sticking out and this again. So make sure that you're counting your stitches. I have an example that someone gave me, which I use, and she didn't quite keep her count. So see how it's not even, it kind of goes up there. So remember, when you're crocheting, just go ahead and keep counting your stitches. So when you reach your desired height, which I am going to go to probably 29 rows, and then once you've reached that, I will demonstrate on how to create a border, and we are going to fix this edge right here and have it like more clean around your border. For our project, if you were crocheting with a single crochet, to make your project even, you would crochet 29 rows of single crochet. With our half double crochet, we are going to now count our rows, because now we have a square. We're going to count rows and we're going to see where we're at. So each of these little bumps on the top, I'm going to count as 2 because you have 2 rows connected to it. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 rows. Now that we're at the end of the row, we are going to now chain 1, and we're going to single crochet, and we're going to do a single crochet all the way along this edge here, and then our straight edge is going to be pretty easy, and then we're going to have this row over here where we're going to have to figure out how many we get in there. So we are going to crochet a single crochet, so just anywhere in there, and we're going to do 1 in the space, 1 in the back loop part, and then 1 in the next row down. So each space is probably going to take 3 single crochets all the way across. So just in those spaces across. And once you've reached the end of the row and around, so we're going to keep going down the row, we will meet back here where we started, right here. So now we are at the edge where we chained, and they look a little different, but they still have 2 chains. They're just a little bit tighter than regular crochet. So we're going to do, in this corner, we're going to do 2 single crochets, then work across, so we have a bit of a corner. So it kind of rounds out, and then we're just going to work across, and once we hit that other corner, we're going to do 2 again single crochets, and we can work in this tail as we crochet along, so we don't really have to snip that. So here's the finished washcloth, and I tied it off, and all I need to do now is weave in that end, and there you go, you have a dishcloth. So here is our dishcloth all done. Now if you wanted to make it a hot pad, you need to make sure that you have more than 1 layer of your yarn, and it's again cotton yarn, so it doesn't melt. So what I did is I created two different dishcloths, and I did the single crochet around. So as you can tell, there is a front side. Looks more finished, and then there is a back side. So you see the back of the knot. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take and I'm going to put these two, I am going to do my best to match up the corners of my dishcloth. So I'm putting the negative or the wrong sides together, and I am going to pin them together just at the corners for right now. These little stitch markers are so fun. Oh, I'm going to do the last one. Okay, now that we have these all pinned together, we're going to slip knot on here, get it on the hook, and we're going to work it into this first stitch right here. And we're going to slip stitch this on. So you pull that through and pull that loop and pull it up. And then you pull this tail a little bit tight so the knot tightens, and then chain one. And then you're just going to work meeting up or matching the stitches around, and you're going to make sure that you're working in that tail as you go. So I'll work it a little bit, and then I'll show you a trick here that I do, because working in ends is not my favorite. So did you see that? I just pulled the tail a little bit tight, and so we're going to work that all the way around. All right, so a little tip here. These two rough edges that you single crocheted around to make a smoother edge for your dishcloth, they may not exactly match up, and that's okay. So we're gonna do our best in matching those single crochets. I'm going to stitch till the end and then work these across, and I will show you if these don't match up what I do. All right, I found a spot where we're a little bunchy. We have, you know, maybe one or two too many stitches on our back dishcloth. So I'm going to just work in this same space here, but I'm going to move to the next stitch on the back and crochet that in. And I'm going to do the same for the next. And then just you're kind of adjusting it. So I'm going to take my stitch marker out there. And I can see that I probably need to do that one more time. So I'm going to do that with the next. Okay, I'm going to work back, and then I'm going to work forward, and then adjust it again, and move in this stitch, and go back, and I'm going to go forward to the next stitch. And now all of my stitches match up beautifully. So then I'm going to do 2 crochets, single crochets in the corner, and I'm going to continue around. So this is working up really pretty. It's making it, I'm really happy with it. Let's keep working around, and I will show you what we will do next. This is the hot pad to this point. Now, if you wanted to add another corner edge, you could. I'm going to show you a lobster stitch, which I really, really love, which for all purposes, it is actually single crocheting backwards. So I slip stitched, this was my last stitch, and I slip stitched into the next stitch, and I pulled that up. And now I am going to chain 1 so that I can see my space. And I'm going to put my hook into this next behind it. And I am just going to single crochet. So now I'm going to take again, put my hook in the next chain behind it, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through. And there is your lobster stitch. So I'm going to continue doing that around, And when I've reached the other side, I will show you how to tie off and what the finished product looks like. At the corner, we are not going to be working 2 stitches in. We're just going to follow around the edge. So we're not going to be working 2 stitches into the corner. We're just going to follow it around. We're at the end and we're going to work again into that last stitch, that lobster stitch, and finish it off like we normally would, and then yarn over, pull up a loop and pull through, and then we're going to trim that and then work that into our back of our little spot right there. So that is what it looks like with the lobster stitch. I think it looks really, really nice. It's going to work for anything. I would love to see what you're working with, what yarn you use. Please share it with me at scrappy_warriorwoman on Instagram. Please consider liking and subscribing and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my next videos that I release. Happy crocheting!